to our society. Not only do these horrific events devastate families, they also make the community as a whole. They also shake the community as a whole, making people to live in constant fear and anxiety, ever worrying about their safety and those of their loved ones. It is an inherent right to live, and as such, everyone, irrespective of their gender, should be allowed to enjoy it. As government, we commit to strengthening prevention mechanisms against heinous acts such as this and build the necessary confidence that we are all safe in our familiar environments. As a State Department, we remain firm in our commitment to mitigating gender-based violence and ensuring swift justice to victims of gender-based violence, while collaboratively addressing cultural and societal biases that perpetuate femicide and violence in all its forms. We extend our heartfelt condolences to the families and loved ones of the victims. I need to add this. Even as the government puts all the mechanisms in place to ensure our security and safety, I appeal to all of us to become more conscious of our environment, the people around us, strangers, etc., and report to the law enforcers. We must ensure that all these people are brought to book. We cannot afford to have a country where we don't know what will happen tomorrow, where we are not sure that once you send your child out there, that the child will come back. And therefore, we are working together with the law enforcers and will ensure that sanity is brought back. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Pierce. Maybe we can answer one or two questions.
Just wanted to know from your side, or even the PS, what has sparked these cases of femicide? And they were never there. Now they seem to be an increase. What is the cause?
An interesting question, I must admit. It is so appears that people have continued to become very aggressive for reasons that we may not understand. But one thing for sure is that we have mental issues. Some people get so depressed and they become, I would say they become impatient, intolerant, and something small sparks, or rather they react so badly to something that is small, and sometimes this ends up in femicide cases. So mental illness is something that we can actually look into. We cannot also ignore the fact that there is a lot of movies watching and everything, and people think that life is not sacred. It's so simple just to kill just like that. So I think that is another reason, and people are stressed generally. You'll agree with me that economically we are not where we should be. Globally, there has been economic recession. So people are obviously a bit stressed, and for that reason, some people react or project in various forms, including femicide. Thank you.
My question goes to the Director DCI or the DIT in regards to the ongoing investigations concerning the brutal murder of I don't know as at now how many suspects are in custody and what are police looking at in terms of investigation and the motive into this. Another question is in regard to the grisly killings of the three. Where are we in terms of chasing the main murder suspect? Is there hope of maybe having an arrest anytime soon?
Thank you. Mr. Amin, I think you're the one investigating.
Thank you very much. First, in terms of the incidences targeting our women, but we are not saying that there is a deliberate effort to target women. Majority of the cases that we investigated, the motive is purely criminal. There was no intention to specifically target the members of the gender, of the female gender. So it was purely a criminal activity. So let's the gender not feel that they are being targeted by these criminals. It is just an outright criminal activity. So it's not that there are people who are hell-bent on killing our mothers, killing our daughters, killing our sisters. So far that's what we are able to establish. As regards the issues of Willis Anyango, we are progressing fairly well. As of last night, we were able to apprehend 2 people. And also we were able to recover a firearm that was robbed off from the deceased. The investigation is still at its infantile stage, and we may not be able to conclusively say that this was the motive behind the killing of Ayeko. But in the fullness of time, then we'll be able to unearth what really motivated those criminals. We are targeting at a gang of 6 to 7 people, and we are zeroing in on them. So that is a matter we are progressing very well. As regards the SLE 3, we are also progressing very well. We are able to identify the persons behind that heinous and reprehensible act, and we are closing in on them. So we are doing very well, and very soon you will hear from us. They will be arrested, prosecuted, and taken before court. So my appeal is that there should be no panic. There should be no cause for alarm at all. Nobody is specifically targeting the female. And as for the criminals, we are very much hot on their heels, and it's just within no time that we shall be able to apprehend them, and they will be able to face the full force of the law. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
From NTV, 2 questions. Are we aware of any who has been abducting Kenyans in the past couple of weeks and even leading into this few months? And also, has the DCI and the police service been using mobile phone data to illegally track suspects?
In terms of the abductions, there is a perception that abduction is on the increase in the country. And for sure, if we go with that perception, then the members of the public will be made to believe that there is an increase in abduction incidents. Why is this so? Even cases of straightforward arrest by police officers are being categorized as abductions. Now, if any arrest is made to be categorized as an abduction, obviously the figures for abduction will rise. So we have had few cases of abductions, and some we were able to resolve, arrest the culprits, and arraign them before court. There were few cases of abduction whereby allegations were that the police officers were involved in the abduction. And those matters are under investigation by the Independent Police Oversight Authority. So, like I said here sometimes back, we are not, as officers of the National Police Service, involved in any abduction whatsoever. We uphold the constitutional rights, the constitutional standards, and the fundamental rights of freedom. So we don't abduct. Like I said, if we arrest people, we take them to court, to gazetted police stations, and then subsequently arraign them before court. issues of the police mobile conspiring with the service providers, we don't do that completely. If at all we are interested to get information from the service providers, we do so through the lawful means. We go to court, swear affidavits, and serve that court order to the service provider. It's only after we get the court order, it's not when we request the service provider to go and give us. But having said that again, as we progress with our investigations, we don't entirely rely on the mobile phones completely. The mobile phone analysis contributes to only 1% of our investigations. And in most of the cases that we were able to successfully investigate, it is as a result of our forensic analysis and collection of crucial evidence. The DCI, the National Police Service, does not entirely rely on the mobile service providers. By the way, how are we executing our functions even before the evolution of the mobile phones? So it is through the courtesy of our investigators, through the courtesy of our National Forensics Lab, that we are able to conclude our investigations. 1% through the mobile service providers. Thank you.
Thank you very much.